Okay, what are you saying, people? And welcome back to another live stream. Now, before we get into this, make sure you join my Telegram channel and also subscribe to the channel as well. Hi, how you doing? Hope you're all right there. But yeah, make sure you join the Telegram channel, link in the live chat and the description below. Posting a load of different trading setups there throughout the week, so make sure you go check that out. But yeah, another live stream. I'm going to talk you through what's going on in the charts and see if you've got any opportunities coming our way. So I'm going to first start with AUD/USD. You can see we're looking very bearish for this pair at the moment. Price has broken through that key level of support there that we've had about 4 prior tests to, and now we've actually gone and broken that level, and we've also had a very convincing break as well. So I think we could be starting to see a bearish AUD/USD and start to see a bit of a counter move finally and retrace this whole move that we've had to the upside again, over 800 pips to the upside. So could start to see a retracement of that. Probably see maybe price come all the way back to 0.74, so we could be seeing potential bit of a downtrend now on the daily. Again, not sure it's going to be as strong as the move that we had to the upside, but we could be seeing somewhat of a downtrend to the downside if the daily candle does close like that, breaking through that level, and potentially see price start giving us some lower lows and some lower highs. So yeah, this pair AUD/USD and a lot of other USD pairs, because of the USD strength, probably seeing some retracements and bigger counter trend moves, and finally see some retracement of some of the big trends that we've had over the past couple of months or so for a lot of the USD pairs. So you can see AUD/USD clearly looking very bearish here, and potentially could be seeing price continue a lot further for that pair. Hey, how are you doing? Hope you're doing well as well. EUR/USD, this one again looking a bit quite choppy for this one. Again, I think euro is bullish as well. So again, with euro being bullish and USD bullish, you can see price kind of having a hard time moving anywhere really. You can see with candles this morning, well overnight as well, a lot of wicks to the downside. Price is struggling to really push lower, so maybe you could be seeing another push higher potentially, or maybe price going to fill those wicks and continue to the downside. I was saying price will probably go and test the lows down there, and as you can see, we did take one candle, it wicked all the way to test that level and pulled all the way back up and actually closed bullish there. So price look like it is struggling to move lower here. But I wouldn't be surprised if price was just to fall to the downside and go and fill those wicks and continue going to the downside, because my price is still to the downside for EUR/USD from a daily point of view. I think we can move lower, go and test the 1.2 level or some really strong resistance levels along here, previous support, previous resistance will be turning support, so could be seeing a nice move to the downside to go and test those levels or potentially even further. But right now, again, very unclear for USD. We've definitely found some support there in the market. Although probably price could roll over, we might see another push to the upside first, similar to the one we had here, we have a push to the upside, retest that resistance, and then we fell to the downside. So that might be the case again with EUR/USD. USD CAD, we're looking very bullish with this one. We've actually broken through that resistance there in the market. Really key level of resistance, which are kind of keeping us just moving sideways really for USD CAD. As you can see, we tested it multiple times, the resistance and the support as well, and now we've actually had a really strong break above it. And if you look on the daily, it looks like we could be we could be seeing a bit more of a counter trend move to the upside potentially, and see price go a lot further, maybe to go and test this prior level here, previous resistance centers to the downside, or this 1.3 level, which is a really nice area of support. Take this across, you can see nice area of support could be coming to retest that as resistance from a daily point of view. So USD CAD could be on its way up. I do think this here around this level here is our kind of our first pit stop for USD CAD really. So we might see a bit of retracement, but it could be seeing price continuing to the upside for USD CAD to around that 1.29 level, previous resistance here, and we could be seeing a nice move to there on the 4-hourly chart. But again, could be seeing a retrace before we get there, since we did have a big push to the upside. Might retest this area as test that area of support before giving us the push higher for USD CAD. Yeah, I know. Scalpers are different different breed of people. Again, when I take a trade, I'm normally looking for like 50 to 200 pips mainly, and a whole different thing looking for 5, 6, 10 pips really. So it's a different thing there for scalpers. Could never be me that. And yeah, GBP/USD, I'm actually still in my GBP/USD trade from yesterday. As you can see here on the 4-hourly chart, it is coming to that same support that rejected my previous GBP/USD trade, and it went to the upside. As you can see, got a bit of a range here for GU actually. So again, that previous support rejected, and price got pushed to the upside, which then I exited my previous trade, but now I'm back in again, expecting to see a break of that support there for GBP/USD. So if you can get a break of that support, maybe you can see price go a lot further to the downside there. Again, we haven't really had a close below that level yet. As you can see, you've got a few attempts trying to break through it, a lot of wicks trying to break through that level. So if you can get close below that level, maybe you can see that drop to the downside for GBP/USD and finally get a bit of retracement in this pair. Well, a bit bigger retracement anyway, because again, very choppy here on the daily. Could be seeing a bigger retracement before price moves higher potentially. So again, really nice area of support. Break of that could lead us to the downside to go and test that previous swing low area really for GBP/USD. But as you can see, currently still kind of stuck at that support there. Very strong momentum to the downside there with the previous candle. So we're going to see how this trade works out. Potentially price might go and break it, might bounce back to the upside again. But we're just going to see how it works out, and looking for a break of that level finally, and maybe you can see a nice swing to the downside. USD/JPY. USD/JPY has gone and hit that resistance there that I was talking about for USD/JPY. So you had a nice break of the trend line, had a close above, and from then price just kind of just rocketed off to the upside, test that resistance. So yeah, could be seeing potentially a move lower for USD/JPY. Again, I'm not too sure how much of a move lower, because I think we could be seeing a break of this daily trend line. So if I draw this in now, again, so it looks like we've had a break of this daily trend line here. So again, you can see initial test there, second, third, fourth, had the fifth, and broken this daily trend line. So that could be saying that USD/JPY could be seeing a bit of a counter trend move up, finally breaking through this trend line, and maybe we see price come all the way to here from a daily point of view. 4-hourly though, we are at a very strong resistance. Again, not sure if I hold on for that trade for too long, but yeah, could be seeing some retracement at least again, because we did see a big push to the upside. And again, after a big push, you would like to see a bit of retracement before price could continue. So yeah, very strong resistance. Could be seeing some retracement first before price maybe continues to the upside. But yeah, I probably wouldn't hold on for that USD/JPY sell for too long, because I think from the higher time frames like the daily, it looks like price could still be on its way to the upside potentially. But yeah, very key level resistance. Could be seeing some retracement to the downside for USD/JPY. USD/CHF still taking its time. This one again, very choppy pair at the moment in time. We've got clear level of support below us there, and a clear level of resistance above it, and price is actually stuck just between these two levels. Price wants to break to the upside, because you can see you have that temp lower. Price just consolidated and just shot back to the upside, but again, it's taking its time. Right now, price is kind of just in the middle of nowhere really. We did wick to go and test that area of resistance, but then price pulled all the way back and closed bearish. Now it looks like price is slowly working its way back to the upside to go and test that resistance. Whether we'll break through it, not too sure, because the momentum is not really on our side right now there for USD/CHF. But again, right now we're in the middle of nowhere. Probably expect price to go and retest that resistance again. Might fall back down, might go and break it, might just consolidate, but this pair is very choppy right now. Bias is still to the upside from a long-term point of view, from like daily. I do expect to see a break of that resistance, but 4-hourly moving slowly to the upside, so probably can be expecting to see another test of the resistance up there. Okay, I'll take a look at Euro/JPY. Okay, so yeah, Euro/JPY closed above key level resistance for me. As you can see, really key level that I've drawn in earlier, resistance there, broke above, bit of false breakout, broke back below, and as you can see, we're closing back above there, or we did on the 4-hourly chart. So Euro JPY is closing below a key level of support there, closing above a key level of support. So could be seeing price maybe giving us a push to the upside, definitely with the euro strength. Potentially you can see on the hourly time frame very strong close above that area. Again, I would be careful because we might have closed above that area, but we still have this area of resistance just above us here, which did send the market back down for Euro JPY. So again, buying into that might not be the best idea. Even though you're breaking above this support, that resistance could take us back down. So again, probably have to wait for price maybe retrace a little bit or get above that area really for Euro JPY, because we are looking bullish. And I believe if you do take out that resistance, you could be seeing another push to the upside for Euro JPY, and maybe back to the highs there potentially. But from an hourly point of view, again, probably have to watch out for that resistance. Don't really want to buy into that resistance there. Euro AUD, again, similar for this one. Don't really want to be buying this one. Definitely really had a very big push to the upside. You can see in the 4-hourly, a very big push. If anything, you probably want to sell it on a short-term basis, because price is probably going to retrace a little bit now after there's 1, 2, 3, 4 consecutive bullish candles there for UAD on the 4-hourly, and also hourly had a big push to the upside as well. So don't really want to buy that. Probably want to buy it a lot earlier on, because probably for this pair we're going to expect to see some retrace, maybe back to some key levels. Do you have a key level of prior resistance here will be 10 support? Might see a move into that level, which would be a nice level to buy from, taking another swing back to the upside. But from an hourly point of view, I wouldn't say there's really any buys there, because again, there's no real support you're going to be buying from. So it could be seeing price retrace first, and then just kind of mess you up in your trading there. So always want to buy from support and always want to sell from resistance. And right now there on the hourly, there's not really any support you can buy from there. Even though I still believe potentially UAD could make further movement to the upside, but just not right now for that pair. CAD JPY, I think that one, we are looking a little bit bearish here because we broke through that level here. Obviously, it could easily be a false breakout, but from a daily point of view, I'm probably expecting price to move to the downside for this pair. But again, we need a daily close below that level, and we still got about 12 hours left before that happens. Again, could be seeing a push to the upside for CAD JPY, but I think because of where we are in the market from a daily point of view, if I zoom out right now, move this line further up, you can see where we are on the market. Very strong daily resistance here, and price has had a few attempts to try and break through that area. So I'm not too sure about CAD JPY buys, just because of where we are in the market. If we were further lower, could be make a little bit more sense. But again, really strong resistance across there, and price is mainly consolidating down the daily, trying to break through it but failing to do so. But again, we are coming back to that same support area where price is getting rejected quite well. Did see a strong close below on the Friday at 10 a.m. Well, at the end of that close of that candle. So again, could be a false breakout, could see price just rocket right back into that same zone. But again, I'll just be a little bit careful just because of where we are in the market, and the daily probably wants to give us a move lower to kind of relieve all that pressure of when consolidating out there at that resistance. But yeah, if we do have a false breakout, we could see another push to the upside for CAD JPY potentially. Again, just need to watch out for that resistance just above there. Next, we're going to take a look at Euro NZD. Now, Euro NZD, I'm actually in a trade for this one, looking for a swing to the upside. As you can see, we have hit that 200 moving average there on the 4-hourly trade, on the 4-hourly chart anyway. So again, I have taken some profit from this one, but we did have a bit of a false breakout of that support there. As you can see, really nice support there going through the market. Again, support there, broke below, it was acting as resistance. Then we saw that kind of just take us right back above, bit of a false breakout there, and look to capture on that swing to the upside. So Euro NZD looking very bullish now, really taking most of my profit from that one. So just going to see how it goes. You can see on the daily we're looking bullish again as well. Well, not really bullish, we're consolidating really, but we do have a bit of potential to move higher. But again, just going to see how this goes. Could be seeing maybe price come up to this level a little bit higher first, but again, really have taken profits. So going to see how that one goes for Euro NZD, whether we have another push to the upside, create some new highs above that. Probably look to close the trade at that point, but we're looking quite bullish there for Euro NZD. Take a look at NZD CAD. Okay, NZD CAD for this one, 4-hourly chart, we're looking quite bearish here, but we are running out a little bit of steam. I'll jump to the daily. Again, if I clear my chart for a second. Okay, so for NZD CAD here, we did break above that previous level of resistance there, which sent us down, acting as support. So again, probably acting as support now. NZD CAD running out of steam to the downside, a lot of wicks indecision. Could be seeing a move higher potentially, just because we're coming to that very strong daily support now, which was prior resistance. As you can see, acting as support here, giving some moves to the upside, and we are running out of steam, so could be seeing a push higher for NZD CAD here if price does hold that area of support. Hourly, you can see again a lot of wicks, a lot of indecision, 4-hourly indecision as well. So I'm probably going to be favouring a push higher for NZD CAD actually, just because of the support we're coming down to. Break back below that support, probably expect NZD CAD to continue to the downside and potentially come back to the lows here. Probably actually go past the lows there for NZD CAD, because at that point we're creating some lower highs in the market, and probably could be seeing price coming back all the way to this support here for NZD CAD from a daily point of view. 4-hourly though, we are still bearish and we are in that support. So again, not too sure for NZD CAD, just because of the support, well, prior daily resistance turn support. Not too sure about this one, and we are running out a bit of steam for those wicks and a lot of indecision there. But yeah, if we break through that support, I'm favouring NZD CAD definitely moving to the downside and probably creating some low lows. If we hold, we could see price come back up to these previous highs or those highs there for NZD CAD. So again, it just depends if price wants to hold that support or not. Yeah, for NZD CAD again, it's just because of the indecision right now, because I think CAD right now is quite bearish, and so is NZD is bearish as well. So it's having a hard time moving, but as you can see on the hourly chart, price is just kind of moving sideways, and the 4-hourly again just a lot of indecision. So maybe if it starts to look clearer later on, but right now for me it's not that clear, so not the best opportunity right there on that pair. Maybe if we were to get a move to the upside first and then look a lot clearer after that, then could see a really nice push to the downside for that pair. But right now we're in some support, which is probably why we're getting that indecision there on the 4-hourly and hourly time frames. Next we'll take a look at EUR/GBP. Our EUR/GBP starting to look a little bit bullish again, as you can see here. Daily chart push the downside back up again, so very choppy on the daily, but we do have this kind of like corrective, very choppy price action here, which does indicate that we could be seeing a push higher for EUR/GBP, because we are running out of steam to the downside, and you see a lot of strong bullish candles coming back into the picture for EUR/GBP. So could be seeing a bigger push to the upside for this pair soon, because of the kind of price action we're getting now. And as you can see, the 4-hourly is starting to look bullish as well. We are coming up to some previous levels of resistance though. As you can see here, it was acting as support, acting as resistance there, and acting as support there again, so acting as resistance. So if you get above that level there for EUR/GBP, you might see a nice push to the upside for this pair and take off maybe, but again, very choppy price action right now. Until we kind of break out of that, we could probably expect that to continue. Daily, again, you can see very choppy there as well, but price is failing to push lower, so might see a push to the upside for EUR/GBP, a little bit of retracement, but again, we need to see a bearish GBP at that point for that price action to really fly to the upside. And at the moment, GBP looks like it's taking its time to become bearish. GBP AUD, you can see looking very bullish here. Again, just kind of took off since yesterday, took off to the upside. I would say I probably expect price to come to 1.79 for GBP AUD, and as you can see, we kind of smashed through that level there. 1.79 is around about here, and you see price kind of just take out through that level. So we are looking very bullish here for GBAD. Obviously, do expect to see some retracement now for this pair after this choppy price action taking off to the upside. Could be seeing a nice move into the downside there potentially for that pair. And again, you can see from a daily point of view, the levels all coming into a load of wicks into this area from a daily point of view. And again, could be seeing another wick into this area just for another push back down to the downside there for GBAD. So I'm probably favoring some retrace now for GBAD after that big push to the upside that we just had. But again, the current price action is looking very bullish still. On the 4-hourly, slowing down, but 4-hourly looks still bearish right now. I'm still bullish, sorry, right now. So again, could be seeing some retracement, but I need to wait for those confirmations. But for GBAD, we are coming into some strong resistance. GPNZD, similar thing. As you can see, we had a bit of retracement. Price is looking bullish again. And I do think GPNZD could still be on its way up now, because we did see this push to the upside. And I was saying in my weekly analysis for this week that I probably expect to see price retrace a little bit and continue to the upside for GPNZD. And I do think we'll probably take out this level of resistance here, the previous swing high. If you say again, previous swing high, push to the downside, I think we could take out that level and see a bigger push up for GPNZD. Potentially see price climb a lot higher and start to see a bit more of a counter trend move, just because again you can see previous support down there gave us a little bit of a double bottom, tested it once, tested it again, held, and now pushed to the upside. So could be seeing a really nice push to the upside for GPNZD. However, again, at some resistance right now, similar to GBAD, could be seeing some retracement first, maybe price pushing down, finding another higher low, and then maybe seeing that overall uptrend start to continue through the daily chart after that. But right now, GPNZD in some strong resistance, could be seeing some retracement from that to the downside, similar to GBAD as well. Next, going to take a look at ADJPY. Now, ADJPY is actually breaking through a strong support area in the market. Well, breaking out of this range really, because you had that resistance up there. Price was kind of trapped between that resistance and that support. We had a very strong close to the downside there for ADJPY. So I think we could be on our way to the downside for this pair potentially, and could be seeing it move back into this area here, which is around 78 to 100, I would say. Get a really nice area of resistance, push to the downside, broke above it, act as support, took us to the upside. So we could be seeing a move for ADJPY all the way down to this support area here from a daily point of view. 4-hourly looking very bearish, could be seeing some retest maybe, and price continue to the downside. Of course, as long as that's not a false breakout, but again, looks like a very strong close below that support. I do think we could be seeing a really nice drop for ADJPY potentially, and seeing that pair really take off to the downside. But again, could be seeing a bit of retrace after that leg first. You can see on the hourly running out a little bit of steam first, but I do think the bigger move for ADJPY is still to the downside for that pair. Next, we're going to take a look at GBJPY. Our GBJPY is starting to look a little bit bearish here. We do have some previous support that might cause a bit of interference for GBJPY. As you can see, got resistance all across there, tested it numerous times, broke above it, will now be acting as support. So it just depends whether price listens to that or respects that support area and holds and see another push up higher, or does it break through and see a push lower for GBJPY. But again, you can see there on the daily chart that previous resistance. You can see we are running out of steam to the upside, so we might see price fall over. But again, very strong area of resistance is now going to be a very strong area of support. So it could be seeing another push up to the upside for GBJPY in the meantime, or maybe start to see price consolidate just above that support there, consolidate and just see which way it wants to break out to. Again, 50-50 really, but again, we could be seeing some retracement finally, because GPUSD looks like it might be turning over to the downside. Again, still hasn't really broken through that support, so when you see that support break before we start to see that bigger push to the downside there for GPUSD. So yeah, currently only GPUSD short trade and Euro NZD long trade at the moment. Again, just going to see how these get on. If anyone's in any trades, please let me know so you can check them out, see how they're doing. And if anyone wants any analysts as well, or any opinions on any different pairs in different markets, just put it in the live chat. I'll make sure I'll give you some analysis on that pair. But yeah, just going to see how these trades get on. a UNZD trade and GPUSD short trade, and just see how they get on throughout the live stream. Okay, so I'm going to take a quick look at GPUSD. Okay, so for GPUSD, I'm actually in a short trade for this one, looking for a swing to the downside. But as you can see here, we do have a bit of a range here for GPUSD at the moment. Clear level of support below us, clear level of resistance just above us there. So price is kind of just ranging between these two levels. I'm expecting to see price break to the downside here and come and test this level for my swing trade. But again, if price does respect that support, we could easily see another swing back up, back to that resistance. So again, yeah, if price does hold this level, there's nothing saying it can't give us another swing back to the upside and just continue this range back up again, since the overall trend again for GPUSD is still to the upside really. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we were to see a swing to the upside. I've still got a short position which I'm holding on to. Stop loss is above that resistance, so price can have a swing to the upside. I'll probably look to hold that trade and see eventually a break to the downside. But yeah, if we do hold that support, I do think we could potentially be seeing another swing back to the upside potentially. About to go and retest our resistance up there, see another swing back down, or maybe see a break of that resistance to the upside. And at that point, I'll probably look to exit my position. But yeah, again, hold that support. You can see on the hourly, we are holding it. Do have that 200 average just on top of it, so might cause a bit of a struggle buying into that. But yeah, very strong support area there, and the overall trend is up, so we might see another push to the outside for GPUSD. And again, probably just want to have your stops below the support. So yeah, we are in a range, could easily see another swing back to the upside, but I'll still be holding on to myself a short position, expecting to see eventually a break of that support to the downside there. But yeah, if price does respect that support, there's nothing saying we can't see another swing to the upside back to that same resistance. So yeah, we could be seeing potentially an opportunity for GPUSD to go higher and test that support, test the resistance, sorry, up there. Okay, so we're going to take a quick look at GPCHF. Okay, so GBCHF, okay, for Ollie, we've seen a nice drop to the downside. Price can respect this previous highs, bit of a false breakup there. We are looking quite bullish there on the hourly. I think there might be a bit of a trend line keeping us in play there. So as you can see, initially a test there, second test, now hang up third test. And we did see that strong kind of morning star pattern there with the doji and the bullish candle. So yeah, we are looking quite bullish, and since the trend is still to the upside for GPCHF, yeah, I'll probably think about taking profit, at least maybe closing half potentially, and leaving the rest to run. But yeah, I will definitely look at taking profit for this one, just because again, the overtrend trend is still to the upside. We've failed to break through this trend line here. We've had a quite a bullish reaction from it as well. And again, the 4-hourly chart is still bullish there. You can see the momentum was kind of picking up to the downside, but then you can see the 10 a.m. candle pull back up there. And now the momentum looks like it could be shifting to the bulls. But again, still very strong resistance still above it. Price could go and test that area, get rejected, fall back to the downside and just break through the trend line. That is still a possibility. So you could leave a little bit run for that. But yeah, definitely look to take some profit, I reckon, for this pair, since we had a very strong reaction there on the hourly time frame at that trend line. So we could potentially see another push higher. But again, from a daily point of view, very strong resistance. Could be seeing a bigger retracement soon. But maybe that might come a bit later for this pair. Could see maybe another push to the upside, another attempt to create some new highs, and then we could see the drop to the downside for GPCHF potentially. But yeah, probably look to take some profit for that one, for this pair. Okay, so it's just gone 12 p.m. So I'm going to look to do a quick wrap up of the session, do a quick run through some of the pairs that we looked at today, and see how my trades have gone as well. So start with AUD/USD. You can see we're still looking bearish with this one. We did break through that key level of resistance there, well, support there, now turn resistance. Now price is looking very bearish here, especially on the daily chart. So yeah, I do think we could be seeing a bit more of a counter trend move to AUD/USD now, possibly see a bit more some lower highs, lower lows, and see potentially a move all the way down to 0.74. Really key level of resistance will be turn support, so could be seeing that drop to the downside there from a daily point of view. Forex looking very bearish as well, but could be seeing some retracement now after this big move to the downside. Euro/USD again still expecting a move lower. Again, my bias is still to the downside from a daily point of view, still expecting movement to the downside, but here on the 4 hourly you can see very choppy here, a lot of wicks to the downside. Jump on the hourly chart, again very indecisive, their price is having a hard time moving lower. Again, we might see a push higher first to make another lower high, lower attempt at making another push forward, and then we could see price roll over to the downside, go and test that support again, or probably actually go and break through it and see another push to the downside from a daily point of view. But again, very choppy price action, might see a push up first before we come back down. USD CAD looking very bullish here, broke past that previous level of resistance. So again, could be seeing some retracement on these pairs in order to go higher. So again, still think we can come up to there around 1.29, a nice 4 hourly target there. Previous resistance there took us to the downside. Could be seeing another push to go and retest that same area. So bias is still to the upside for USD CAD, but again, could be seeing some retracement first for these pairs before we look to continue. USD CHF looking bullish again. Do have the key level resistance there that I do think price is slowly making its way to go and test. Again, a lot of indecision in this pair, but I do think we are still on our way to the upside to go and test that resistance again for the millionth time. Whether we break it or not, I'm not too sure, just because we've had so many attempts at breaking through it. But I do think we can eventually break through it. I'm not sure if we'll break through it on this attempt. Might see another retracement first before we go and break through it. But I do think the bigger move is still to the upside for USD CHF. And USD still looking bullish. We are at a key level of resistance there. You can see in the market, previous high there, push the downside, retesting again. I do think we can break through this resistance, but again, probably might see some retracement first before we go and break it, just because again, you can see previously we're here, we did see that sharp move to the downside. Could be seeing some retracement, especially because of that very nice push to the upside we had there in USD/JPY. So we are due some retrace. But yeah, from a daily point of view, I still think we could be on our way to the upside, but might see some retrace on the hourly before the momentum continues to the upside. And GBP/USD, current trade I'm in, looking for a move to the downside here. You can see we're still stuck in this range, got the resistance up there, the support there, still stuck in that range. Need to break out of it one way or another. Where we see price swing back to the upside and break to the upside, that will probably mean some higher highs, and the overall uptrend just continues. Break through that support, could start to see a bit of deeper retracement for this pair, which is the move I'm looking for. I've got a short position there, expecting to see a break of that support. Again, if you do hold, could be seeing a swing back up, break, could be seeing a move that down to that support. And you're just going to see how price moves for this one, because again, throughout the live stream, we haven't done too much so far. Without GBP/USD, we're still kind of stuck at that same support. And EUR/NZD is my second trade. Again, really nice push to the upside, back into that resistance, already taking some profit for that one. There's still possibility that we move higher for this one. Again, probably will have some retrace, probably look to stay in for that retrace there, because from a daily point of view, looks like we could see a really bigger push to the upside there. But again, having into some resistance, probably see some retrace before this continues higher for EUR/NZD. So looking for a longer move there for this pair. But currently, yeah, in those two positions, going to see how they get on. We'll be probably still be in these trades again tomorrow. So we'll be talking about how they're getting on during my Friday live stream. So make sure you're there to check that out. But yeah, thank you for watching this live stream. Hope you all enjoyed it and found it useful. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel and also leave a like on the video if you found it useful. But thanks again for watching, and until the next one, I'll see you guys later.